Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment below if you're so motivated to do so. This is Wonders of a Black Woman. Come along, ride with me, taking a road trip, going down to Virginia. I wanted to talk about a few things while we're cruising. Wendy, Fani, and Mayor Tiffany. Hey, Mayor. The Mayor of Dalton. Let's start with Wendy. As we all know, that those of you who don't know, I'll tell you that she has been diagnosed with dementia, and she has been diagnosed with aphasia. Aphasia means that they find it difficult to communicate. Well, it is difficult for them to communicate, in addition to the fact that it's hard to understand communication, and it's hard to speak. And a lot of us are familiar with dementia. I feel bad for this for her. You know, we're all human. We all are subjected to illnesses and things like that. But, you know, Wendy is a talker. She's a talker. She's a communicator. And I just wish her and her family well. As far as the documentary and following her along with all of that, I really... Roll that window up. I really, traveling with the kiddos, I really don't think that she should be exposing herself like this. You know, as far as awareness for these illnesses and what people go through and things like that, I get that she wants to share that, but because of the nature of this particular type of disease, that I don't want to see her being exploited towards the end of what could be the end of her life. You know, obviously there's no cure for dementia. We can manage it as much as we can, but it's going to run its course. And, you know, I really don't want to see her being taken advantage of. From my understanding, the person, the guardian or something to that effect, has cut off communication from her family and friends being able to call the facility that she's in. And Wendy can call out, obviously no one can stop her from calling out, but they're not allowed to call her, which I think is wrong, to try to isolate someone who's going through something like this, because these are the last moments that these are the last few months, perhaps years, that her family is going to be able to have a relationship with her where she is with it, where she can really recognize them and remember who they are and conversate with them the way they know her. You know, when I work in these facilities and I look at some of these people with dementia as they've gotten older, I always wonder what they were like when they were younger. And, you know, you could still see a lot of people have certain personalities or things like that, even though the disease is running its course. And I just find it a pleasure to serve people and help people. That's why I became a nurse. So I wish Wendy and her family the best. Fani Willis. Fani, you know, I can't I can't say enough about what we as black women have to go through to make it in this country. You know, we go through a lot. We do. We go through a lot. And it's quite obvious that she was having a sexual relationship with this man while he was married, and she rewarded him by giving him $650,000 salary. The person that got paid underneath him at $90,000. So, you know, you can't really explain that big jump, that big discrepancy in why you pay other attorneys or other people that were involved in here 90 and you're giving him $650,000. It's just, the whole thing is inappropriate. I don't know why she didn't choose to just step down and remove herself from the process and allow someone else to step in her place. I'm not really understanding why there needed to be it's not a trial, but why they needed to have these hearings and stuff like that regarding this issue. She should have just bowed out, because now it's really made her and Wade look like they're a bunch of just big liars. I mean, even if you ask them simple questions, they're dancing around it. They're trying to, you know, they just look like a bunch of wiggling snakes up there speaking on that witness stand. It wasn't a good look. And I would say to the women out here, stop trying to prove to these men that you got it like that, that you got the power, you got the, as they used to say back in the day, you got the juice. You know, I mean, for what? A man is supposed to be a protector and a provider. If you don't need no man to pay your bills and all of this other stuff, that's great. But let him do what he's supposed to as a man. Stop trying to prove to these men that you got it like that. I don't need you to pay for me. I'm gonna upgrade you. I got it like that. I don't need you. I don't need you to buy my dinner. I can pay for my own meals. I mean, let him take you out, girl. Just because you can afford, I don't need you to buy me nothing on Valentine's Day. I can buy my own bracelet. I can buy my own. I mean, or when it's Christmas time and people are giving gifts, are you saying, thank you, but I could have bought that myself. I could buy my own stuff. I mean, yeah, even though you could buy your own stuff and you could do your own thing, if I'm a man and I'm trying to court you and I'm trying to be with you and you're constantly letting me know that I don't need that, I don't need this, and I don't need you to, then I'd be like, well, she don't need nothing, and she's not even allowing me the opportunity to, you know, let her know I appreciate her, to give her a gift, or to just show her some affection, show her some love. You basically are treating a man like he's a prostitute. Yeah, only thing you could do is bang on me. I mean, okay, well then go pay an escort. You know what I'm saying? Go pay an escort. But if you want to be in a relationship with a man, because obviously she was excited about the relationship, she running around telling one of her close girlfriends, Gideon excited, they taking trips and enjoying each other. He must have run it so good. She's willing to put her career on the line for this man. $650,000. I mean, he really knew how to run it. I mean, he done ironed all the kinks out. Then took all the cobwebs down, and you know, he done renovated and painted, spackled, shellackled. Yeah, he must have really run her good for her to be willing to sacrifice all of that. I mean, she fell on his sword awfully hard. But yeah, stop. I mean, yeah, we all want to be independent woman that can afford this, can afford that. That's great. That's wonderful. That's beautiful. That's why a lot of you women that are successful are single, because you don't know how to let a man be a man. You don't know how to let a man be a man. You treat him like he's a possession, or you treat him like he's a prostitute. If he wants to do something nice for you, you're like scoffing at it like you could have did that. He bring you flowers. I could have bought my own flowers. Yes, you could have, honey, but he's giving you a gift. He's showing you affection. He's showing you love. And if you can't appreciate that, then yeah, stay single until you're 90 or 100 years old. Make sure you got a plug-in vibrator, because you don't need to keep wasting money on batteries, because that's what you're going to have to cuddle you at night. So Fani Willis, even though I'm not going to even comment on the politics of it all, but it's a disappointment, which we will go into Fani. Let's drop that fanny pack thing, but let's go into the mayor of Dalton. If I would just say to people out here, look, if you, to thine own self be true, right? To thine own self be true. If you're not the type of person that can handle power, that's why some people don't have power and some people don't have money, because when they get it, they don't know what to do with it. They become corrupt, and these political positions can corrupt. These political positions can turn you into something that you weren't before. These when you get money, you notice a lot of people, when they get money, they end up becoming something that is just unrecognizable to who they once were. Some of the fetishes they develop and different things like that. It just brings out the worst in a lot of people. It does. Money and power and fame. And with this mayor of Dalton, just, she didn't just pinch a little here and there. She didn't just abuse her power a little bit here and there. She totally just they're calling it historical corruption. Historical. That this woman abused her power so historically. This isn't just a matter of opinion. The FBI is all involved in everything. The citizens of Dalton, they had businesses that were harassed, citizens that were harassed, people that, they could technically sue the city of Dalton, because this was because of what the mayor was doing, and certain law enforcement officers, they have a lawsuit, and they got a damn good lawsuit against the city of Dalton. They may not want to do that because they know that the city is hurting because of all of this lady was going on trips, buying stuff, going to Vegas, steakhouses. They're supposed to be looking into her funneling millions of dollars into some nonprofits. It's just crazy. If you know you're not the type of person to handle money, power, or fame well, don't even go for things like that, because sitting in jail, is it really worth it? Is it? I don't know. I've never been in jail. I can't imagine there's nothing. They're probably rare things that would be worth it to me to trade my time on this earth sitting in a jail cell. It would have to be something just so rare that I would just feel like it's it would have to be something that have to do with the protection of my children or something really deep. But, you know, but money, fame, power, no, I'm not. It's not worth it to me to sit in jail for. You know, another thing I want to comment on is this stuff that's going around the internet about Oprah supposed to have been jealous of the Fix My Life lady, Iyanla Vanzant. And my thoughts on that is, jealous of what? You know, they want to try, people are now trying to blame Oprah for what happened with Iyanla Vanzant. Oprah's the one that put her on in the first place. And I remember when the two of them had a conversation where she said that she had left that Oprah show at the time because she felt as though it was her time to have her own talk show. And she was saying to Oprah that she felt that God wanted her to leave, that God wanted her to go a certain direction. And Oprah said, yeah, well, if you feel that God wants you to do that, you know, do that shit. If you feel like God is leading you to a certain place or leading you to make a certain decision, by all means, do that shit. And then it flopped. And now everybody wants to blame Oprah. Oprah's the one that gave her comeback when she
Welcome to Maryland.
When she did the Iyanla Fix My Life show. That was on the Oprah the OWN network, if I'm not mistaken. When she had her comeback, and that was a successful show for a time. But my thing is, why is everybody always coming at Oprah and blaming Oprah for everything? And, you know, it's just starting to seem like she's being scapegoated to a certain extent. I know some of you may not agree, but it seems like she's just being scapegoated. And I don't know if she is doing anything behind the scenes or this or that. I'll give it that benefit of the doubt. I'll give it that possibility that maybe she is. But, you know, just in general, we as black people, it seems like when the really successful black people go back and put one of us on and give us, it's always that want to try to claw the person that's trying to give the ladder or the helping hand. It you know, I mean, that's my opinion. That's from what I've seen. When you're successful and you have this mindset, well, I'm going to reach back and I'm going to help and I'm going to give back to my people, they're the ones that's trying to kick you in the ass and stab you up and down your back. Because somehow they think that there can only be one at the top. Other people of other races can enjoy a multitude of them at the top. But when it comes to us, we always think that there's only got to be one at the top. We got to have one leader. We have to, you know, I mean, I don't get that mentality. You know, I don't get it. And you can't say it's because of slavery and this and that, because you have a lot of African people who weren't in slavery that grew up in an all-black country and all of that have that mentality too. So, you know, people can miss me with that. Every time you as a black person become ultra successful, you'll have other black people swarming their black asses around trying to they could chop your tree. It just never fails, never fails. And then you wonder why some of us get to the point where we're guarded when we're of who we invite into our circles when we're at a certain level. But you should be like that at any level you are in life. But you wonder why some of us are more guarded when we get to levels of success. And it's because you have these jealous-hearted ass people coming around, try to see how they could chop the tree. And, you know, it's just never, ever fails. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my drive through Maryland. And I hope you all have a blessed, beautiful, wonderful day. Peace.